How's it going, guys? It's WreckItRob TCG bringing back another video. Today is a really important one, guys. It's not going to be super long, so if you guys could hang with me through the entire video, it would really mean a lot to me. There's a lot of information I'm going to be going over in today's video. I've got it bullet pointed right in front of me, so I didn't want to miss anything here. But we are talking about the fact that the Elestrals Kickstarter just ended like an hour and 27 minutes ago to this point of recording. So we're gonna go over kind of how they did, the awesome stuff that went on with that, and yeah, we're gonna just do a breakdown. So here we go. So it is officially December 9th, if you guys are watching a few days after this video or however long this video is that you're watching. Yeah, it's December 9th that I'm recording this, and the Kickstarter ended, it was supposed to end at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where Adrive is. He's in the Eastern Time Zone there. So yeah, basically I'm gonna do a breakdown. A couple days ago I did a video, and if you guys haven't seen that, go and check it out. I'm gonna throw a link up in the top right hand corner, whichever way it is, one of those ways. But yeah, if you guys want to go and check that video out, it's a cool video, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, so at the point of recording that, I'm gonna throw a screenshot on the screen of where they were at the point, how much money they had raised and how many backers they had. And I've got the stuff here too that'll show you here. But at the point of that, they were at $1,211,779 raised out of 5,751 backers, which is crazy. That's great. Honestly, who knew how high this was actually going to go? I know that the person who made the $500,000 donation that mysteriously disappeared, it's not a mystery. We know why it happened. We don't need to go into the details of that, but it did kind of, we thought it was going to throw a wrench into the whole thing. It seemed like stuff was starting to slow down, and that's why they paused for like 3 days, because they were just trying to get Kickstarter involved and trying to get those backings removed and stuff like that. So it kind of just stopped the process because they didn't want to have those numbers, those $500,000 of mysterious money, just disappear and skew the entire result. And Dan was very open and honest. If you guys haven't seen that, there's you can go to Elestrals and either on their social media and or on their YouTube, and he kind of goes over the entirety of that. All right, so yeah, Adrive on the last day here now. He did a stream today on the last on the last day. Anyway, but he had said in the stream that he woke up at about 4 a.m. to a notification that they had hit over 6,000 backers, which is great. That means that, in that time they went through basically 200 and some odd, backers, basically kind of overnight, which was kind of crazy. And then he did a stream today also to promote everybody, just letting them know this is the last day, getting as much value out of it as, he could. And in 16 hours from 4 a.m. his time to 7 p.m. his time, they gained 1,530 backers, which is crazy. Like that is a wildly just insane number. And so from the 2 days that I had posted, you guys saw the number, they were at 1,211,000, yada, and they ended the Kickstarter at $1,470,355 and then 82 or however many cents. But that's a crazy number, guys. That's just insane. Now, unfortunately, there was a big goal that everybody was trying to hit, which is kind of why it got really close. I'll go into that here in a minute, but to let you guys know about what we unlocked from the time you saw that my last video to this one. So we unlocked Stellar Veritaqua. We got the Elestrals lore chapters unlocked. We've got Stellar Nectar. The art sketchbook, which all of the details I've got for all of this stuff is in the other video, so that's why you should go and check that out. And finally, the Stellar Earth Scout, Earth Seer, and Earth Smog, as well as the full art Majursa, all were going to be given to backers who backed for the $25 starter deck or higher tiers. So that's great. I mean, we got a ton of stuff out of the way. The only thing that we didn't hit was the $1.5 million stretch goal that basically gives everybody the option for the 2023 season, the whole 2023 year. Dan said that he was going to do a world championship, which is basically he was planning for it to be a kind of like a PAX Unplugged, or like a kind of a big convention, and a large world championship for Elestrals for the physical card game, which would have been really, really cool. Now, even though we were just under 30,000 short, I still believe that event will happen. And there's a couple reasons why I think that'll happen. We didn't fall that, it wasn't like we were off by like 150,000, 200, 500,000. We were only off by 29,000, about. And so that's one thing. The other thing is that event would be really, really important to have, just due to the fact that it's going to promote Elestrals to one of the most powerful ways that you can. Having a physical tournament that is just all-encompassing, everybody can go to it, everybody can get involved with it. There would probably be vendors there for certain things, there'd probably be promotions going on for his next sets, and like information given, and just, kind of all of this stuff. It would be a really good way to connect everybody to the team of Elestrals, to the game of Elestrals. It would just be huge for the game itself. It'd be very healthy. Yeah, so that's why I think that the World Championship will happen, is just because it'll bring Elestrals to a much wider audience and give the game a chance to actually have a physical meeting place for everybody for the first time, really, because nobody's going to probably get their packages, which I'll go through. I've got a whole point to this next part here, but he said as late as August of 2023. So, nobody's going to have time for it to get into their local card shops and card dealers, and so they're really not going to have a way to get, stuff moving on a physical card game playing level, and this would just give a really, really good opportunity for that to happen. Now, most people may not be able to attend the event, but you sure as heck know that there's going to be a lot of coverage going on for it, so I think that would just be an overall really great way for that to happen. So that's why I think that the World Championship of Elestrals will happen. Now, that's pretty much for the main chunk of the Kickstarter and the finalization. So before I go any further, congrats to Elestrals, congrats to Adrive. You guys did an amazing job making a fun game. And so I really hope and am glad that you guys, you guys have just achieved so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the future. That being said, I want to talk about my thoughts on where Elestrals is going to be heading now. So, let's see here. So in December, there's probably not going to be much that's going to go on with that. We may get tweets here and there, but there's probably not going to be much news going on other than the fact that they will be finalizing and placing their orders to all the manufacturers for all of their different products that they had available. They're going to be finishing those up. I know that in the next 2 weeks, the Kickstarter is going to be compiling all of the data that they will then give to the Adrive, and then you'll be able to do the finalization of your order, making sure your stuff is in there, making sure that you pick the starter deck options that you want, all that kind of stuff. That'll be taken care of in the next 2 weeks. After that, that's when everything is going to be going, but I'm sure he's already putting in first estimate numbers, getting stuff going. Of course, the manufacturers have to put in an order to get the materials, cardstock, all of this kind of stuff. Their sheets of their materials that they need to make hollows, stuff like that. They all have to compile that stuff before the printing actually happens, but he's probably going to get the ball rolling early on that. So that's what December is probably going to be for. And we probably won't see anything until the beginning of January, just because in this stream today, December 9th, that he was saying that he's probably going to take a little bit of time off, well-deserved, well-needed, because he has been working tirelessly for, he said, about a month, and that makes sense because the Kickstarter and all that, but realistically, for the past 4 months of just grinding out content, making sure that everybody is getting, the best experience from the game, from the prototype decks that he released early on, all that kind of stuff. He's just been going and going and going, as well as taking care of his actual main channel and Scarlet and Violet drop, stuff like that. So he's basically been taking care of all of that. So yeah, I can fully understand. I would want to take a break. He wants to spend time with his family. Totally get that. So that leads us into the beginning of January and into January. So that's probably when we will start hearing about orders being complete, you know, like their numbers compiled and all of that's been taken care of, and, you know, they started printing, stuff like that. But then we're probably going to maybe hear some hints about card set 2. They just announced that the Frost Celestial Flurmine and the entire Frost support set and all that kind of stuff, we're probably going to start hearing information about that, which is super exciting. There's been a lot of speculation on what kind of card effects we may see. A lot of it has been because it is the Frost spirit and Frost archetype. We're probably going to hear a lot about freezing effects, freezing spots on the board, kind of like cracking. We might hear some stuff about freezing cards in hand, freezing spirits being used, all kinds of stuff that is revolvent around that, which is kind of cool. That kind of brings a brand new control deck and kind of a deck that's actually really, really needed right now, especially if you're like freezing up back row, stuff like that. That brings a whole new aspect to the game, which is awesome. So that's January is probably going to be a lot of information on card set 2. In February, we are probably going to hear more about card set 2, different Elestrals coming out on that, all kinds of stuff like that. We may even hear, and we're supposed to be doing some stuff with the new app that they're developing and working on currently. And so hopefully it'll be ready by then. Adrive today said that he was basically already using it and playtesting it now, and they're basically just doing a bunch of UI updates and making sure that all the bugs are kind of worked out. So basically a month and a half, 2 months is good enough time, I would say, that they would be able to kind of release the app for beta testing in February, is my guess. So that's kind of where we fall with the app right now, which is great. That's not that long, so I think people will be pretty much ready to go by then. They'll be kind of itching for some new kinds of content, and that'll definitely give it to them for a while at least. Then we hit into March and April. This will probably be confirmations that he's getting from the manufacturers about, you know, finalizing prints and kind of getting stuff QA'd, quality tested, stuff like that. That's probably when we're going to hear a lot about that kind of stuff. You might get pictures from the manufacturers, maybe about getting updates, that kind of stuff. And then he did say that his projections about the late August deliveries, where everybody's going to get their cards and orders, that was like kind of a buffer. But he was really hoping that we would kind of start hearing about getting that stuff shipped and moved within the May-June time, and maybe people even start getting stuff late June into July. So will it happen? I don't know. It's ambitious, but I think that he has been dealing with manufacturers for quite a while, especially when he did a lot of promotion stuff and got all of the prototype stuff done. So I feel like as long as nothing crazy happens, you know, I know he's getting his all of these cards printed and stuff in China, and that has to move through systems, and they have their own stuff that they have to deal with. So any number of things can happen to slow the process down, but if everything goes well, then I think that the June to July delivery is actually probably possible. So that's really good news. Getting your cards earlier is always going to be nice, which, you know, is really exciting for me because I can't wait. Anyway, but that is the update that I've got for you guys. Super big news for the game of Elestrals and the Kickstarter. It went really well. I think they hit everything that they really meant to do. I'm sure that they probably had stuff in the chance that they went farther. They went, you know, past 1.5. I'm sure they had more in the chamber for it, ready to go, but we didn't end up needing it, number one. And, you know, to hit 1.4 million off of a game that, let's be honest, was probably mostly sourced from his subscriber base, is pretty good. It's definitely good. It's encouraging to know that we can at least hit goals that are obtainable. You know, like we can see that they're obtainable, which is nice. So I think that's kind of all of the information I've got for you guys today. I'm going to keep coming out with these kinds of videos, updates. I really want to get into other kinds of content, battle videos, deck breakdowns, all kinds of stuff. But you guys got to let me know. You guys got to let me know what you guys want from this channel, because I'm going to keep coming out with this stuff regardless. But if there's something that you guys want me to push to the top of the list, I would be more than happy to do so. But I got to see that in the comments. So if you guys could leave me a comment letting me know what you guys want to see from me, I would be more than happy to get that kind of on the books and kind of get going with that. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you guys liked the video, please hit the like button. Like I said, do your comments in the comment section below, would be nice. And then if you guys like my content and you want to see more of it, please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Helps me out immensely. And then hit the bell notification so anytime I come out with a new video, you guys are first to know. And then I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!